Hello everyone and welcome to another very special VTM series by 3dbuzz.com. My name is Jason Busby, also known as Buzz, as a lot of you guys out there know me, and I'm the director, CEO, and president of 3dbuzz.com and can be found on most all VTMs. In this particular VTM series, Mr. Derek Stevens, also known as The Crow, will be joining us tonight. How's it going tonight, Derek?
I'm well, a little nervous, very, very excited. I hope to share what I know and I've obtained through all these years to everyone who's watching the VTMs, and I hope I can help somebody out.
Derek is an extremely talented artist, and I am 100% confident he is going to help a lot of people out. So, Derek, if you'd like to go ahead and perhaps let's start this off by telling us a little bit about yourself.
All right, my name's Derek Stevens. I've done a lot of work in the RPG business, a few comic books. I started out with stacks, and I do mean stacks of rejection letters, lots of them. And I persevered and worked through it. And drawing's more or less a sickness to me. When I went to college, 4-year university, I had to sit in the front row out of 500 people, so I went doodle. You put a pencil in my hand, it's a sickness, I'm telling you. So I had to do something in my life that would put all that work to good use. And right now I'm training at the Renaissance Center with Jason Busby, learning the fine craft of 3D animation and modeling, and it's slightly different than concept work, but if you can obtain some knowledge in the 2D world and take that to the 3D world, you'll be much more well-rounded, much more versed in the entire package.
Much more valuable.
Yes.
Okay, very cool. So you want to go ahead and spin just a second, and before we start talking about what we're going to do in this VTM, let's talk about tools.
All right.
Now, we're not going to start out using a Wacom tablet in this VTM right now.
No.
We're talking about simple pencil and paper.
Yes, pencil and paper. Now, the brilliant thing about this pencil and paper is you do not need to start out with these huge, huge portfolio pieces or these really expensive tablets you buy at art stores. Go to your favorite store and get reams of copying paper. They're relatively cheap, and you get a lot of them. Get the bigger form or whatever you feel comfortable with, all right? One of the secrets to drawing, especially in comic books, they start with huge pieces of paper, the boards, and they'll draw, they'll ink, they'll put color on it, and then they shrink it down, because when you shrink things down, it hides all the mistakes. That's just one tip. The biggest thing is just normal paper. Nothing expensive, nothing secret about it, nothing crazy. And pencils. There's different leads out there. I use a mechanical pencil I can buy in bulk, because I lose things every now and then. Click, 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 and draw. You can use normal pencils like this as well with the erasers. You can have kneaded erasers, whatever you're going to feel comfortable with. Also, another one of my tools right here, as I struggle to obtain it, is a Smudge Stick. Smudge Stick is so valuable. I tried to do my own Smudge Stick once. Jason Busby wanted me to do a certain Unreal Tournament-like style. I'm like, well, I can do that. And my wife, God bless her, watched me work in vain as I tried all these shadows and make it all fantastic. And it sucked. I mean, point blah, it wasn't good. This saved my life. Made everything look a lot more professional. They come in different sizes. This is one of the bigger ones, so you can hit great big pieces of your render, or you get smaller ones to very thin to work really high detail into small gadgets and stuff. It's really going to bring your things, your drawings to life. It's going to give them volume, and it's going to give them depth, and it's going to make them much more believable. Also, talk a bit about inking right now. Not so much in this VTM. We will cover inking later. Inking is a process, especially in comic books and in concept work. You're going to draw loose pencils, nothing that you commit to. Again, use ink. You're going to be committed to that. And it's a lot easier to get out of a marriage than it is to fix your inking mistakes. So in this VTM, we're going to learn to block things out and then commit to actual ink and lines. This is a .08. This is one of the bigger nubs that they make, right? And I'll have a small 005 right here. But what that means is, if you can take a look how itty bitty this 005 is here, and how much bigger right here the 008 is. This is for thin to thick line weight variations. The reason that's important is because if you draw everything in one line weight, it gets really boring to the reader's eyes. And again, it takes away from volume, and that's really important to make things believable. Also, the good old T-square. A lot of people don't use T-squares, and they're not professionals. They're still looking for jobs. You got to have one of these babies right here, especially if you're doing anything mechanical. Line that up on your desk. You're going to be able to make straight, perfect lines. It's really important whenever you're making, help me out, Buzz.
Straight lines.
Front and side views, orthographic views. It's very essential.
Come on, you can get it.
I can get it. I'm special.
Image planes.
Image planes. There you go. Image planes, yeah.
Reference images to utilize in your favorite 3D application.
Exactly. So this is very important as well. Overall, a bit expensive, around $15, $20, but it's very essential. If you want to be a pro, these are some of the tools that you're going to have to use.
So with that, Derek, how about go ahead and pull out the 2 drawings?
All right.
Okay, and if you want to talk a little bit about these.
All right, the first VTM I wanted to keep very simple. I wanted something interesting, and the manga craze is everywhere. So I wanted to do something like that. Very exciting art style. Simplified, yet not so simple until you watch this VTM. So what I did was, we're drawing deformed manga. If you look at her, she's cute, she's lovable. This is what the art director wanted.
Actually, I'll kind of zoom on up on her there.
Okay. The art director, a.k.a. Buzz, wanted something cute and lovable, some sort of pixie-like girl in space armor who can kick some butt. So originally I came up with this, just to give me some ideas and some sort of concepts. And then, through the VTM, this is what she kind of turned into right here.
Now, zoom out to get it all. There we go.
Now, if we notice, things aren't quite the same, are they, Buzz?
No, they're close.
They're close, but not the same. If you notice this one right here, her face is a bit more scrunched up. It's a bit shorter. Cute. This face here is a little more elongated. The wisp of hair is a little bit longer than this right here, over here. And, well, this is inked, where this one's not. Now, the reason why these are a little bit different, I wanted to drive home a very important tip for concept artists. You may draw the same thing 50 to 60 times, depending on your art director, how close you can get it. And he may say, okay, I like the long hair on that drawing there, but I like that face over there. And you're going to take the best of all these elements that you create into one drawing, and boom, you got it until it's finished.
Not to mention that on the first one you had a significant amount of time to play with it and perfect it.
Yes.
And the second drawing that he shows you is actually done live throughout this entire VTM. I would not let him make any adjustments off camera.
No, I'm like, I can do it. He's like, no. So yeah, it was done live. A bit nervous my first time on.
So yeah, that does add a lot of pressure. There is no undo, or as in
Control Z,
or as in many videos that I have done in the past, where something may have backfired or gone wrong, and then we can simply reopen the file and reshoot. In this case, if you're getting near the end, there is no reopening a file. Basically, we get to do the whole thing again, because once he's added additional lines into his drawing, well, we're hosed. So I guess let me go and add a couple of other things into this as well, Derek. First of all, let's go ahead and tell them about the fact that the way the camera is going to be positioned while you're drawing, everything's going to be a little bit at an angle to our viewers out there. You'll get used to it. So I just want to say this ahead of time before we have people jump onto the forums over at 3dbuzz.com and start complaining about that. We did try going over the shoulder, and we tried different angles, and it worked best with the angle that we went with. It just takes you a few minutes to adjust to it. So just know that ahead of time, and that's just how we're going to shoot them from now on. If you just absolutely go crazy with it, then take your monitor and turn it 90 degrees or something clockwise. I'm sure you'll find yourself being able to adjust with absolutely no problem. Very similar to a lot of shows out there where you've got an artist up there that's painting some sort of picture.
I'm like Bob Ross without the big fro.
Exactly. So anyways, something similar there. But another thing is we're going to try to keep all video lessons within the about 10 minutes, 11-minute range, for the simple fact that we are doing video for this entire thing. Now, yes, all VTMs that you have downloaded from 3D Buzz, they're all videos, but this time around I'm talking about real video. We're filming with video ahead of time, and that, of course, is going to end up equating to larger download file sizes. And we want to try to keep these sizes as minimal as possible so that you guys can download them with ease. So just be forewarned about that. Another thing, through this VTM, you will find that we also take a few adjustments along the way where we're planning on perhaps detailing an entire part and we end up splitting it up to just detailing a head or torso, etc. Because, again, we don't want our time to go so far. So we're just getting you prepared for these things ahead of time. And outside of that, again, just remember, every single thing that you see that gets done in this project is done live. Derek's going to start out by showing you how to draw something with just very simple
shapes.
Yeah, very simple shapes. And at the very end, you may go, well, what's the point? You'll see the point, because as you progress further and further into the VTM, it becomes so important working with those simple shapes.
Right.
So with that, I believe that is about everything we need to talk about. Derek, is there anything that we may be missing?
Just time and patience. It's going to take time. You're not going to be the best artist overnight. It's something you have to strive for, and I myself, we all have to keep working at it.
Okay.
So best of luck.
All right, excellent. So with that, let's go ahead and get started with the first lesson. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.